You're listening to Chapter 4 of The Day Evacuation Order Went Up, Aiko's 6 days before camp. This episode is part of Stories from Camp, a continuing series of Japanese-American narratives told as quiet nighttime historical dramas. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and listen to the next chapter or the whole story on our YouTube channel or your podcast player if you'd like to hear more. You can explore the rest of the library on our channel. And if you're a storyteller or creator who wants to collaborate with us, you can reach out anytime at redressradio.com. Chapter 4: The Weight of Women's Work. Aiko returned home with the last traces of daylight fading across the rooftops. The apartment felt warm from the heat of the day, the air carrying the faint scent of rice cooling in the pot. She slipped off her shoes in the narrow entryway and heard her mother's quiet voice coming from the kitchen. It wasn't the usual rhythm of preparing dinner. It was the rhythm of someone trying to understand something too large and too sudden. When Aiko stepped inside, she saw her mother seated at the kitchen table with the evacuation notice spread flat beneath her palms. The edges curled slightly, as if resisting the weight placed upon them. Her mother's eyes moved slowly across the lines, tracing each instruction with careful, deliberate attention. She held her breath in that focused way she used when reading English, piecing together meaning one word at a time. Aiko set her bag down and joined her. The table held scraps of paper filled with lists: clothing, blankets, medicines, things to ask neighbors, things to store, things they might never see again. Her mother's handwriting was neat but unsteady, the loops tighter than usual. "We have 6 days," her mother said without looking up. 6. Aiko nodded. The number no longer surprised her, but hearing it aloud made it sharper. Her mother lifted the notice and tapped the section about baggage limits, her finger pausing at the line about what they could carry. "How do they expect us to pack a home into this?" she whispered. Her mother rarely questioned anything out loud. The sound unsettled Aiko more than the notice itself. She pulled a chair closer and scanned the lists. Medicine for her younger brother. Extra socks. Family photographs. A coil of thread and needles. Her mother had already begun sorting their life into categories of what could come and what must stay. Women across the neighborhood were doing the same. Aiko had watched them in the streets, shoulders hunched, hands full of papers, minds working through impossibilities with quiet endurance. She picked up the list about clothes. "I can start folding," Aiko said. She kept her voice steady, hoping to ease the tension. Her mother nodded but didn't look up. Her eyes moved back to the notice, as if searching for some hidden leniency that wasn't there. "Your father works too hard," she murmured. "He won't admit how frightened he is." Aiko understood. Men didn't show panic. They showed burden. And when burden grew too heavy, the women filled the gaps without complaint. For weeks, months even, women in Little Tokyo had done the work of 2 people while men disappeared into FBI custody or came home with shaken voices and hollow expressions. Aiko reached for the paper. "Let me read it with you." Her mother hesitated, then nodded again. They leaned together over the notice. The lamp cast a circle of warm light across the table, illuminating their faces and the creases of paper that changed the course of their lives. Aiko read the lines slowly, steadying her mother's breathing. She explained phrases that felt cold in the mouth, describing procedures without empathy, Her mother listened, absorbing each instruction like she had learned to absorb every hardship since arriving in America years ago. Aiko recognized that resilience, the kind that didn't bend so much as it softened around the edges, strengthening itself through endurance. After a long while, her mother folded the notice, smoothing each crease. "We begin tomorrow," she said. Her voice carried the tone of someone who expected no help and planned to rely on her own hands. Aiko stood and moved into the main room. Suitcases lay open on the tatami mats. Boxes waited to be filled. Her younger siblings slept in their shared room, unaware of the work ahead. The house felt suspended in an in-between state, balanced on a thin line stretched between past and future. She began gathering clothing from the drawers, folding each piece with precise movements. Her mother soon joined her, their hands working side by side. The room grew quiet except for the soft rustle of fabric and the occasional sigh from her mother's tired lungs. Aiko felt the shift happen without ceremony. Her childhood loosened its grip. She crossed into a space occupied by the women around her, a place defined by necessary work and unspoken strength. It wasn't a transformation marked by bravery or rebellion but by acceptance, responsibility, and the certainty that she would hold her family together through the storm ahead. Late into the night, her mother paused and pressed a sweater into Aiko's hands. "You grew so quickly," she said, her voice soft. "I didn't notice until now." Aiko folded the sweater and placed it into the suitcase. She didn't respond. She didn't need to. The weight of women's work settled across her shoulders, not as a burden but as an inheritance. The night stretched on, quiet and steady, as mother and daughter prepared for the days that waited outside their door. Thank you for listening to Chapter 4 of the day. The evacuation notice went up. This episode is part of Stories from Camp, a continuing series of Japanese-American narratives told as quiet, nighttime historical dramas. If you like this narrative storytelling, please like, subscribe and listen to the next chapter or the whole story on our YouTube channel, or your podcast player if you'd like to hear more. You can explore the rest of the library on our channel. And if you're a storyteller or creator who wants to collaborate with us, you can reach out anytime at redressradio.com.